Chef Nikki here, back with another episode of Nikki Talks Food, and today I'm so lucky that I have Oyster Mom with me, Deborah Keller. Say hi to the people.
Hi everybody, I'm Oyster Mom, nice to see you.
First of all, thank you for coming on my show. I really appreciate you taking the time to come and chat with me about oysters. And so tell us where your business is located and where you harvest from, and yeah, we'll just go from there.
All right, well, I grow my own oysters, and I grow them down in the Gulf of Mexico in Oyster Bay, and I love them.
Oyster Bay is like near what
close
city?
To Spring Creek.
Okay.
So that's my freshwater source, is aquifer water.
Right.
Surrounded by the St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge, kind
Okay.
of pristine. And then I bring them up here right into Tallahassee, downtown Tallahassee, on East Tennessee Street, close to Magnolia. I have a very hidden location.
Yep.
It's by appointment. And then I also sell my oysters at farmers markets and the Red Hills online market.
Oh wow, you're on Red Hills.
Yeah, I'm on Red Hills.
Oh, that's cool.
I love them.
They're great people. If you live in Tallahassee, it's an online farmers market that kind of joins all these farms together. Oysters, chicken, whatever, greens and things like that. Yeah, and you can get online, they deliver to your door. I will put the link in the description for Oyster Mom's contact information, her website and all that stuff, and also for the Red Hill online farmers market. All right, let's dive in.
Okay.
Pun intended. So there's a lot of myths about oysters, like when you can eat them, that they're not safe. So tell everybody about, let's talk about the safety stuff.
So I tell people that there's a lot of things that have happened with oyster aquaculture in the United States, and particularly in Florida. Just recently we've started the aquaculture. And so one of the big things that's happened is you can eat oysters all year long. There's a couple reasons for that. One, our oysters are highly regulated piece of animal.
Wow, who are they regulated by?
So they're regulated by the Department of Agriculture and the Division of Aquaculture.
Wow.
And the Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is also involved. So we have strict recommendations on how we treat our oysters, and how we refrigerate them, how we transport them. Everything about it is really highly regulated. It's time and temperature matrix that we have to follow.
Right.
And the training that we get on how to make sure that you get a really, really safe product. So the big thing here is know your farmer and trust your farmer, okay? Because you want to know that they were handled properly. I bring my oysters from the bay in a refrigerator, so the whole trip they're getting cooled down, and then they come here and they go into my refrigerator and are maintained at an even temperature.
Yeah.
Pretty fancy. So that's the big thing, the regulation, the refrigeration that happens with them. But also there's another thing. Wild oysters reproduce when there's a temperature change, and there's a male and female oyster. And
they really get to know each other.
They definitely create sperm and egg, and then they spawn. And so when they are creating their sperm and egg inside their shell, they have a milky consistency, and they really don't taste that good. And then once they spawn, they literally are exhausted. There's this little snotty piece of meat in there, and it's not that great, okay? So I purchase what are called triploid oysters.
Okay.
These are oysters from a hatchery, and they're sterile. So you don't have that reproduction time during the year, which normally happens like right now. These oysters, when we open them, you'll see they're still clear, they're still beautiful. They're absolutely full and chunk of meat, filling up the shell. So you have a completely wonderful oyster to eat all year round. And in fact, this is interesting. I've had to educate people on this.
Yeah.
Because the old timers around here are like,
what is it they say you don't eat it
without an R?
The month ends in an R, right?
No, the months without an R are the ones where they used to say you couldn't.
Okay, like July,
So May, June, July, August.
Oh, okay.
May, June, July, summer months, and that's when they use oysters, and they'll spawn sometimes several times.
Okay, so to paraphrase, originally the cold chain was broken from harvesting to selling, and they got too hot.
Right.
We cured that now with proper handling of oysters, and then that was their spawning season, and Oyster Mom has figured out a way to keep those babies apart. I don't know, man. I mean, we love your oysters.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so that's
amazing.
Okay, so that was Oyster 101.
How important is our oysters to like the environment?
Oh my God, they are like the keystone species. You hear about that so often. So even in my oyster cages, there's this plethora of crabs and shrimp and baby fish and things I don't even know what they are. But anyway, it's a habitat. It's an ecosystem, a microcosm of what an oyster bar would be. Okay, and this is a wild oyster that came and decided to attach onto this my oyster. Now I try to eliminate.
Oh, that's when you have the little baby guy on top. It's a wild oyster.
I try to not have this, and there's a process. There's care that we take with our oysters to make sure that this doesn't happen.
We just flick them off when they come around.
So what we do is we literally take the cages and we flip them into the air for up to 24 hours once a week, and then you get most of your oysters looking like this, which is just a gorgeous, beautiful little. Oh my God, look at her!
I love how excited you get over oysters. You know, like this lady knows what she's talking about.
So,
all right, so we shuck one.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that, right?
Let's shuck one.
You can pick up like a what's called a cut glove. You can get them at your local restaurant supply store, or you can get it like I go to Brown's Kitchen, or you can get it online on Amazon. But it is basically, if you put it on, the knife can't cut you. So some folks, you know, prefer that. But do you use a glove, or you're a cowgirl? You just
no, I don't do them in my hand. I don't do it in your hand. I don't shuck an oyster in my hand.
Okay.
So you shuck them your way, and I'll shuck them my way.
Okay. We'll go have a shuck off. That's delicious. Nice and salty.
So this is how I learned from YouTube how to shuck an oyster. I take my oyster, cup side down. By the way, they call this the top.
Okay.
I put it on my cloth, and just to hold it, I'm only holding it with that. Now I find that little point in there, and I stick my shucking knife in and twist, and it popped open.
Oh wow, you did that real fast.
Okay. Then I put it in my hand and cut that abductor muscle off the top. You got to cut that as close to the top shell as you possibly. Oh my God, look at how beautiful that is. Okay, now the thing is, you don't want to have a scrambled oyster. You know, you want your oyster to look really pretty when you present it.
Yeah.
And so when you cut that abductor muscle, be really careful. You know, treat it like it's the precious thing that it is. All right, so now I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut the bottom abductor muscle, right? Because if you don't do that, then it doesn't slip around and you can't slurp it into your mouth.
Yeah.
And slurping is, and I personally eat my oysters naked.
Just straight out.
Well, sometimes
no hot sauce, no crackers.
Most of the time I have clothes on, but not always. And I do
Oyster
it like
Mom.
this because that's our joke. That's our running joke. So I can taste the oyster. Some people put so much stuff on them, I wonder if they ever even know what the oyster tastes like.
Yeah.
And that gets creative. I'm not dissing that. It's really important because there's a lot of flavors you can add to your oyster and really enhance them. And they're, you know, the base ingredient, but there's so much you can do with them. So now I'm going to slurp.
Yeah. And down she goes. She loves it. I just love the savoring part. Like that's just my
There's so much to it.
That's the jam right there. Oh, let's go see your shucking van. All right, cool. So if you see this lady whizzing by you,
It's a little
look at that
right now. But this is my refrigerator that I have in here, which hooks into my cigarette lighter, and it also hooks into
that is incredible.
You know, a regular plug. So when I go to an event, and you know, I have more of these, but when I go to an event, everything is kept at 37 degrees.
Man, that is.
So when I go to the farmer's market, your oysters are chilled. So I really take a lot of care. And here's why. Nikki, I see everybody who eats my oysters.
Yeah.
It's different than being somebody who wholesales them and sends them off to Timbuktu.
Yeah.
You never see them.
Right.
I mean, I'm watching people like you eat my oysters right in front of me at a wedding.
Yeah.
And
so you want the best product you could possibly get.
I want them to be safe. And you know, it's my business and I really care about it. And I love watching people eat their oysters.
Be happy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Let me get this straight. You're gonna tell me your husband's family recipe on an oyster sauce.
I am.
I'm so excited.
I am.
And then we're gonna make it.
This was fun.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you about vitamins, like, because I know that you talk about the health stuff. Like, is it full of vitamin D or what's
It's
the
full
deal?
of pretty much every single thing you want. Including things that are really hard to find in foods, like zinc and magnesium.
That's the thing.
And stuff that people iron. I mean,
Yeah.
I have several people coming to me just eating oysters because they need an iron boost.
Yeah.
But the vitamins and vitamin C because they're eating algae.
Oh wow.
So it's not an orange, but it's
Yeah.
got the vitamin C.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of great nutrients for you. They're also very, very low in calories. You're looking at maybe 10 calories per oyster.
Oh, that's easy.
And
easy,
it's pure protein.
Pure protein, tons of vitamins.
No fat. Just
look how full
awesome.
of life Deborah Keller is, okay? Like this lady is beaming with energy, okay?
It's the oysters.
So it's the oysters, yeah.
People ask me that because, and they also ask me about my skin because, I'm old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I say, oh, it's just oyster liquor.
Oyster liquor, yeah, tightens it up.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
So there we go.
Well, Deborah Keller, I have to thank you very much for being on my show, Nikki Talks Food, and it's just been such an honor to hang out with you and learn about all these oysters. So we're gonna take home a bag and we're gonna cook them up.
And I want to find out if there's anything you can do with your pro spice.
Yeah, put it right on the oyster.
With this oyster. Well, I'm thinking it even like grilled.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we are gonna go. I'll see you back in the kitchen. Let's make this Oyster Mom sauce. One little bitty onion. An entire bulb of garlic. Canned tomatillos. Save the liquid. Canned pickled jalapeno. We're gonna pull the stems off and the seeds. 2 bunches of washed cilantro. We just want the tops. Take the stems out. Just a little bit of that Oyster Mom tomatillo sauce down the hatch. That's delicious. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like my show, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell, and as always, leave a comment down below and a thumbs up. I want to thank Oyster Mom for being on my show today. All the information that you need to get in touch with her will be in the description below. Don't forget to shop on chefnikki.net for Pro Seasoning, the ultimate go-to all-purpose seasoning blend that you'll never have to use another all-purpose seasoning blend again. Mine is made with Himalayan pink salt and a perfectly balanced blend of spices to make all of your food taste good. Made by a pro so you can cook like a pro.